Rickey right here, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Pastor Haynes, good morning. Hey, good morning, Pastor Haynes.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley.
Show up, and you know he will. I know you got a good word this morning.
Oh, man, thank you. This is how we start the week off, Rickey Smiley. Thank you for this. He will show up. You see, in life, there are times when we go through stuff and it feels like our backs are against the wall. We're all by ourselves. There are times in life we go through dark days and difficult nights where, again, we feel like there's no one around us who is there for us or with us. This song says there is a God, and this God is one who will show up when you are going through. This is a God who will show up when life gets you down. God will show up when you are hurting. God will show up when your life is not going in the direction that you wanted to. God is a God who will show up. I love it because it means, number one, that when you are going through, God comes through. You see, when you're going through your difficult days and terrible times, God has a way of being there for you. And when God is there for you, God gives you peace in the midst of your storm. God gives you strength to help you overcome your stress. God gives you just what you need to get through what you're going through, because God comes through when we are going through. God shows up. Not only like that, but God shows up in that God doesn't take us out of bad situations, but God gets in the midst of those bad situations with us. So guess what? You ain't fighting that bad situation by yourself. God gets in that situation with you, and God helps you to fight through. God gives you what you need to make it through it. I love it. God doesn't have to take you out of it. God can get in the midst of it with you. And when God gets in the midst of it with you, God gives you victory in the midst of adversity. God gives you just what you need because God shows up. So listen, you go throughout this day knowing you have an invisible companion above you that is right there with you, helping you to overcome that which is visible and those vicissitudes around you. God shows up. You ain't in this thing by yourself. God will show up.
No, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, the senior pastor of Friendship West Missionary Baptist Church, Dallas, Texas, Pastor Frederick Douglass Haynes. Pastor Haynes, let everybody know how you can be reached.
Hey, thank you, Rickey Smiley. You can follow me on social media. I'm on Twitter and Instagram at FH Unscripted. I'm on Facebook, Frederick D. Haynes, and my YouTube channel is Frederick Haynes.
There it is. Hey, appreciate you always, Pastor Haynes. Love you, man.
Love you. Thank you, Rickey Smiley.
News, headlines, entertainment, sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show, 11 minutes after the hour. Y'all, the segment's being brought to you by Indeed. That's right, life is a marathon, not a sprint, unless you're hiring. Fortunately, Indeed has great tools that help speed up the hiring process. Visit Indeed.com/credit. Brad, good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, filling in for Eva Marcille, and this is your front page news. The mayor of the town of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota, not far from Minneapolis, where the Derek Chauvin trial is happening, ordered a curfew after dozens of people gathered outside the police department yesterday. The protest happened following the death of Dante Wright, a 20-year-old black man who was shot and killed by police following an attempted traffic stop and arrest yesterday. During the traffic stop, police discovered an outstanding warrant and tried to take Wright into custody when he got back into his car and tried to pull off. Now, tensions are already high in the state, and today marks the third week of the Derek Chauvin murder trial over the death of George Floyd. In other news, one of the Virginia police officers involving handcuffing, pepper spraying, and drawing his gun on a black U.S. Army officer during a traffic stop last December has been fired. Meanwhile, COVID-19 hospitalizations among young people are on a rise in the U.S., and President Biden will meet with bipartisan members of Congress today as he tries to sell his plans for infrastructure and jobs. That's what's happening in the news. Rock T, what's going on in sports?
All already, Brad, man. Well, former Tennessee Titans star running back Eddie George has been named Tennessee State's new head football coach, man. Shout out to the aristocratic bands out there and the rest of the TSU Tigers. So he's going to be putting it down out there, man. Big up to him, prime time and open up the floodgates, man. So expect a lot of former NFL players
Let's go.
assume these HBCU coaching jobs, man. Former heavyweight champ Evander Holyfield will fight Kevin McBride in an exhibition June the 5th. Now, Holyfield is 58. We was hoping to have him and Mike Tyson in the ring, but they didn't get those negotiations straightened out yet, so he's going to be jumping in the ring to fight Kevin McBride. If y'all don't remember who Kevin McBride is, Kevin McBride was Mike Tyson's actually last career fight. And he actually defeated Mike Tyson, knocked him down in the 6th round, and Mike Tyson did not come back out in the 7th round to fight. And so he technically has credit for retiring Mike Tyson, of course, before he came back and fought Roy Jones Jr. a couple months ago. So there you have it, man. All these old school boxers getting back into this ring, getting this money, Rick.
Yeah, brought to you by Adult Diapers, Special K. Who's sponsoring now? Who's going to sponsor them? Never mind.
Yeah, it's all to the good. Gary, what you got, man?
All right. Everybody's talking about baby love, y'all. It's being reported that Nick Cannon will be welcoming another set of twins, y'all. They're saying, y'all, that the Nickelodeon alum 40 and Abby De La Rosa 30 are expecting twin boys, y'all. She announced on yesterday along with portraits from her lady.
Wilding out, ain't
he? He sure is. My God. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Cannon welcomed his 4th child in December 2020. He and Brittany Bell also share a 3-year-old son, Golden. Meanwhile, they're saying that the Masked Singer host, he has 9-year-old beautiful twins, son Moroccan and daughter Monroe, with his beautiful ex-wife, Miss Mariah Carey. Y'all. Now, this is what Miss De La Rosa said. She said, "Our dearest sons, my miracle babies, thank you for choosing me to be your mommy." She wrote that on yesterday, y'all, honey, and she put her baby bump on display, y'all, going topless under a pearl beaded chest piece paired with a long white skirt, y'all, featuring a thigh-high leg slit, y'all. She said, "I know the Lord has destined me and prepared me for the gift of not one but 2 little angels." She said, "I pray that God gives you both the strength to walk brave and boldly in your individual truth, just like your daddy. Thank God bless you and your brother and guide you into living out your full purpose.
Forever young."
Yeah, my Lord. I'm like, I thought he kind of had a little illness there, but I guess that illness not affecting him having all these children with anybody. Brett, you heard from Mariah? Did she say anything about children having another twin brother coming up?
No, Gary.
Okay. Look, that's so exciting. I'm just excited for them twins. He got twins.
So Mariah gonna get on the phone and call Brett and talk about Nick Cannon, baby mama having another set of twins.
Well, yeah, I mean, because you know how friends talk. They say, "Girl, he got some more twins coming. I got these here, and not somebody else having." So, that's how girls talk. So I thought maybe she might call Brett. Well, that's good. Now we all know. All right, the color today is one of my favorite spring-summer colors. My color today is Impala. On the high end, you say Impala, and on the low end, you say Beautiful Peach. Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot
And that's hot. You can catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's the bottom of the hour. It's time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brett Tat, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. And unfortunately, today I have some bad and sad news that we all learned of this weekend. DMX, he died Friday at the age of 50. The rap icon was on life support for a week at New York's White Plains Hospital after suffering a heart attack on April 2nd. He had no brain function after being deprived of oxygen for nearly 30 minutes, and brain function never returned. By Thursday, his organs began failing, and by Friday, his family made the decision to take him off of life support. DMX's family released a statement saying, "We're deeply saddened to announce today that our loved one, DMX, birth name of Earl Simmons, passed away at 50 years old at White Plains Hospital with his family by his side after being placed on life support for a few days." The statement continued, "Earl was a warrior who fought till the very end. He loved his family with all of his heart, and we will cherish the times we spent with him. Earl's music inspired countless fans across the world, and his iconic legacy will live on forever. We appreciate all the love and support during this incredibly difficult time. Please respect our privacy as we grieve the loss of our brother, father, uncle, and the man the world knew as DMX. We will share information. Yes. Ooh, this is a little rough, but yeah, I did. We will share information about his memorial service once details are finalized. Meanwhile, DMX could have a statue or a street named after him in his hometown of Yonkers, New York, which would be awesome and a great memorial. A source close to DMX's family said that there will be a private and public memorial, and there will be a meeting today to finalize the plans. The Yonkers mayor, Mike Spano, said in his favor of X's family holding the memorial services at Yonkers Raceway, which would be great because it's the largest outdoor venue in the city. We had a few, let me finish this part. DMX is survived by his 15 children and fiance, Desiree Lindstrom. Russell Simmons said he saved us, but we couldn't save him. We should have given him more love, and we have to be responsible to the next DMX. This is a teachable moment. He came to Queens and gave of himself, and he said some of the things that I said to him before, but when he said it, they listened. He had a way of saying things that people could just digest. He came to help us. He saved our music company. I'm sure that day he saved some lives and we didn't save him. I'm going to have, you know what, we have some audio, which would be his last interview, and he's speaking of what he was saying, his last moments.
If I was to drop it right now, my last thought would be, I've had a good life.
Oh Lord. Okay, y'all, we gonna wrap up.
That's real tough, Brad. It's so DMX is one of those rappers where you kind of felt like, you know, like when Whitney Houston passed away, when Whitney Houston died, it was so personal. You felt like your aunt died. So with DMX, kind of make you feel like your brother, you know, your uncle. You just loved his music. You loved his spirit, the way he prayed. People was like, his prayers alone used to go viral on the internet, and people knew that he was struggling with something, and so you had empathy for him. Yeah, and it's just really sad to see, to see him pass away.
Yeah. So we need to keep his family and his friends in y'all prayers, y'all. We send love and hugs and condolences to all of them. We're going to wrap up the hot spot right there. Coming up next, we got Rock T's Joke of the Day. And y'all hit us up with them wake-up calls at 866-9-RICKY. That's 1-866-9-RICKEY. It's 25 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Here we go, y'all. Joke of the day. Rock T, joke of the day. Rock T.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, man. It's Monday. I know you ready.
Let's put a smile on everybody's face.
You've been practicing all weekend on this joke?
All weekend. This is going to be a classic. It's going in the Hall of Fame of Rock T jokes.
All right, here we go.
A man was complaining to his friend. He had it all. Man, I had the money. I had the big house. I had the fancy cars. I even had a beautiful woman. And now it's all gone. So his friend said, "Say, man, what happened?" He said, "My damn wife found out."
What?
Come on,
Gary.
Can you rewind? Because I got lost somewhere.
He had it all, but his wife found out.
What did he have again?
Hold on.
All right, here we go. He had what now?
Here we go. So a man was complaining to his friend. He said, "I had it all. I had the money. I had the big house. I had the fancy cars and a beautiful woman. And then it's all gone." So his friend was like, "Well, man, what happened?" He said, "My damn wife found out." The beautiful woman that he had wasn't his wife.
Yeah, it's going on over there. Yeah. Big house, fancy cars, a beautiful woman.
Really.
And then the wife found out.
Yeah.
The boy said, "What happened?" He said, "My wife found out." Y'all don't get it?
Yeah, we get it now. I get it.
Rock, I'm with you.
Found out.
Come on, dog.
Don't worry about Brandon. Don't worry about Brandon. Gary, hey, stay focused. Keep doing these jokes, man.
Yes,
tell him you'll be here all week, baby. We got more.
I'll be here all week.
There it is, y'all.
Thank you.
All right, we got the one and only Dr. Mj Collier coming up next. Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Dr. Collier, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey Smiley, and happy Monday to all the crew. Rock T, the Brett, Gary with T, and Special K. I'm so happy to be here on Monday because we got some good information about the coronavirus today. Okay, according to the CDC, the UK variant, Rickey, is now the most dominant variation in the United States. So it came and moved around the country quickly. It's more contagious and causes more moderate to severe symptoms. U.S. COVID cases and hospitalizations are increasing, particularly for those under 50 years of age. Part of that is because older individuals have received the vaccine. However, the death rate in all cases is going down. So people are getting it, but they are recuperating from it, and the hospitalizations are not as severe. Rickey, if you've received the vaccine, at your first vaccination appointment, you should have received a CDC vaccination card. So for those who have done that, don't lose the card. Don't destroy your COVID-19 vaccination card. The CDC recommends keeping your vaccination card in case you need it for future use. To keep your card more secure, you can laminate it. Office Depot, Office Max, and Staples will all laminate your cards for free. Do not take selfies with your card and post them on social media. The cards have a lot of your personal information on there, and you're just asking to have someone try to steal your identity if you do that. So if you do that, if you post a card, make sure that you cannot read your personal information. In fact, Rickey, I recommend that you take a picture of the card itself and email it to yourself in all personal documents like your passport, etc. Send it to yourself in an email so that you always have access to it now. You don't have to worry about trying to carry around copies. If you lose it, that really expedites the replacement process. And guess what, Rickey? Your card has great value from now to the end of 2021. You can get a free, absolutely free, Krispy Kreme original glazed donut when you show your vaccination card, and you can keep going back and getting them over and over and over. A free Krispy Kreme original glaze, that size flashing hot donuts, you pull out your Corona card or a picture of it and go in there and get you a free donut, man. So I thought, you had said that, they should put them in Chick-fil-A's, etc. But I think that's also going to motivate a lot of people to go get their vaccine card.
All right, let's go to the phone. You're on with Dr. Mj Collier. Good morning.
Okay, good morning. This is Corey out of Houston. I just, I got the shot, the Moderna shot, and I was unable to get the second shot. Been over 2 months now. I was just wondering, is it okay if I just get the Johnson & Johnson shot to, finish everything up?
It's not recommended that you mix up dosing. There's no benefit to doing that. I would still get the second Moderna shot. It should be available. You should be able to get it, particularly since we are 1 week away from the president opening up all shots to everybody. So anybody, if you're walking, you're talking, you're breathing, and you're 16 years of age and older, you can get the coronavirus vaccine as of next Monday. So go and get that second Moderna vaccine. It's not too late. They've shown that you can take it up to 8 to 10 weeks after you've gotten it, and so you're in that window. So wherever you got it the first time, or just let people know that you got the Moderna shot and that you need to get your second injection.
All right, Joe and Dr. Collier, good morning.
Hi, Dr. Collier. I was calling. I got the shot, the Johnson & Johnson shot on the 3rd. And Friday, I was, drained. Is it common to have symptoms like a week after the shot? And how far ahead do the symptoms last?
Fatigue is one of the number one variables when people are getting the shot, but you also, of course, get COVID arm, which is it can be pain, discomfort, and even a rash at the site of injections. You can also have flu-like symptoms, so you're in that window. Remember what Dr. Collier recommended, taking anti-inflammatory such as Motrin, Advil, Aleve, and a non-sedating antihistamine such as Claritin, Zyrtec, Zylol, or Allegra, and that will minimize those symptoms. And every day will be better than the previous days, so your symptoms should improve.
All right, Dr. Collier, let everybody know how you can be reached.
I can be reached on all social media at Ask Dr. MJ. I will be doing Facebook Live this week, 6:30 on Wednesday. Just go to Ask Dr. MJ and go to my website, lipodrops.com, to learn how to boost your immune system and lose that muffin top with Lipo Drops. We're getting this swimsuit season. We don't want you going to the beach and not having your sexy on. Get rid of that Corona 15 that everybody gained over the holiday, or over the past year, rather. All right, Rickey, these are the opinions of Dr. Mj Collier, not those of Rickey Smiley, the Rickey Smiley Morning Show crew, or its radio affiliates around the United States and around the world.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I want to hip you to the T. It's Gary, baby.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Hey, what up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, America. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood. And here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. Carrie Hilson, baby. She said, y'all, that she finally had a conversation with Beyonce. Now, they're saying, y'all, that Carrie Hilson had revealed, y'all, that she met Beyonce, and they discussed, y'all, that rumored feud that was going on for years, y'all. Now, she said, now, Carrie released a song, y'all, Turning Me In. Now, that was a remix back in 2009 when she threw, y'all, a couple of subliminal shots, honey, at Beyonce. Now, they're saying, y'all, years later, she revealed that she was pressured, y'all, to do this by her record label, and she regretted it, y'all. Now, during this interview, she said that she, they asked her, would you ever collaborate with Beyonce? She said, quote, she actually has introduced herself. She said, it was a gracious moment. I appreciate it. I feel like she understood what had happened and what had transpired, and there was a bit of healing in that moment when we met. She said, I take her as a very intuitive, kind soul, just like myself. And she said it was a fun experience, and she said she would love to do a collaboration with Beyonce if Beyonce, you know, honey, would love to do it with her and what have you. But the part that was real kind of ugly, when Beyonce introduced herself to Carrie, I could imagine how that happened. She probably went up to her and said, listen, honey, I'm Beyonce. Hi. I'm the one you just got to be talking about in that damn song. And
No, Gary.
You know she probably did, baby.
I'm sure it wasn't like that.
You don't think so?
No, Beyonce ain't that type of person.
Well, nevertheless, I'm glad that they finally met one another because, you know, Carrie Hilson, now people said her career was just gone after she did that little song. But, Brad, do record reps do that to y'all? Do y'all companies make y'all throw shots at other people? Ricky, have you ever thrown a shot at a comedian?
Fortunately, mine didn't because I write all my own lyrics. But singers that get songs written for them, you know, they have some things in there like that, and the label can coerce you to do it to make your career be better or make you blow up more because Carrie Hilson's voice is very much strong like Beyonce.
Yes.
So, you know, they were trying to make her be like, you know, Beyonce's rival. You know, to blow her up even more, and I just think she hated it and regretted it because she loved Beyonce.
Bless her spirit. Rick, have you ever done it to any of your comedian colleagues, and then they like, we ain't dealing with you no more because you talked about us on stage?
We roast. Like Mike Epps and I, we go at it.
They can get away with that.
Yeah, we go at it. We comics. We roast.
Well, good.
Yeah, every time I do a show, I always go and see what Mike Epps have on. I put go Facebook Live and I talk about his clothes. And I had on the Calvin Klein. I swear one time. He had Calvin Klein written across the front. I can't tell you what he said, but he said you stepped your game up.
Okay. All right, now we're moving on, honey. Another celebrity news, y'all. Quavo, y'all. Quavo, baby. Yeah, honey. He sat there and lied to the world talking about, honey, he wasn't taking back little Miss Sweetie's Bentley, with Nines being reported, y'all, that in an unlegal release song, Quavo seemingly, y'all, addressed, y'all, an ex-girlfriend who is slimy and sneaky. And he rapped, y'all, oh, she's slimy and she's sneaky, taking back that Bentley. Now, previously reported, y'all, he said that he wasn't taking back the Bentley Continental GT that he gifted Miss Sweetie, honey, last Christmas, but now he told TMZ that he did not take back the car, but now they're saying that's a false claim, honey. He took that girl car back. But my thing is this: Sweetie got money, and who want a little cheap $300,000 damn Bentley? She could go do a commercial and get that car back. She don't need his car. Hell, get on.
I'll drive around in that damn casket on wheels.
So, honey, go ahead.
That's the Rolls Royce right there you talking about.
Okay.
The big square. Company? The big square. No, two different companies.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Ricky. Yeah, that's like Ford and Chevrolet, Ricky. Two different companies. But anyway, go ahead, sweetie girl. Do what you got to do. Get your doggone car back, honey, or buy your own car. You don't need that from him. Here, it's just a doggone.
I didn't know that.
I don't know, Ricky.
No. Out of my price range.
Yes, out of your price range. Yeah, so ain't nothing wrong with that. Maybe talk to some of your colleagues who got one of those cars. But anyway, in my quick final story, y'all.
Or several of those cars in different styles, so you don't have to worry about it.
Say it again. What you say,
or several of those cars in all different styles and flavors and colors, so you don't have to worry about it. If you ever need one, you got my number, Gary.
All right. Thank you, niece. That's what I'm talking about.
Brett. They repossessed that Range Rover Gary had.
Okay. I'll loan him something.
Thank you, Brett.
Yeah,
my friends remind me about that yesterday. So they repossessed your Range Rover. I'm like, look,
got that Range Rover.
Enough of that, child.
Was you at Sunday school or had they start having 11 o'clock service? Well,
it don't matter. Hell, I ain't got it. The color today, honey, is one of my favorite colors. My color today is Impala.
Got him.
And I don't have one of them neither. On the high end, you say
Impala.
Well, they came and got Gary a car when the Sunday school superintendent Brandon was up reviewing the lesson.
But let me tell you the one thing that's grand about it, though, baby. They couldn't tow that girl. They had to ride her because, baby, Range Rovers are ridden on the back of the truck, not being towed behind. Now, Impala is the color today, peach on the low end. That's the color for the day.
That thing was up. Y'all was inside the church singing, yield not to temptation for you. Sitting there bagging that Range Rover.
And what's so no doubt about it, they don't even let you take your stuff out the car. They just snatch that girl. I'm like, well, girl, wait, can we get the stuff out, baby? You got to go to the line, huh?
Right before 11 o'clock service. What? Oh, Jesus. I said, Lord, how come I couldn't be there? Oh, the day I decided not to go to church, they came and got your car. I'd have been out laid out in that grass making a snow angel in the grass. So
that's all right, baby. I got Brad as a backup now. Go to commercial.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's time for the wake-up call. Get at me, 8669-RICKY. Here we go. Wake up. Hey. All right. Come on.
Wake up. Encourage each other and be productive. The Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Wanna know where you calling from? So come on and tell us and just wake up.
Good morning. This is Lola. I'm calling from Fort Stewart, Georgia. I'm calling to wake up my grandbabies, Addison and Brenton. I love you, Ricky. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Yo, this people I call from Chattanooga, Tennessee. I want to wake everybody up in the chat time. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I'm calling to wake up my son, MJ and Casey, and my best friend, Floyd Mulligan. This is Brittany from Neils. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Wake up call to everybody in Annapolis. Wake up my kids, Shay, Dante, Duda. B, wake up, wake up, wake up.
My name is Beverly. I'm calling all the way from Shiloh, Georgia, and I just want to wake up my husband, Carlos. Wake up, wake up, wake up, and we love the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Gang of cities tuned in, locked in. What's yours? Because we gon' let them know. Say Gainesville, wake up. Meridian, wake up. And Greenwood, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. When you at Dallas, wake up. In Chicago, wake up. ATL, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
I appreciate it, Brad.
You welcome, Ricky.
Right now, we have our favorite grandmama who just walked in the studio, Miss Bernice Jenkins.
Yeah. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Just another day that the Lord has kept me.
Come on now.
We got our church and now. Brad, how you feeling this morning?
I'm blessed and highly favored.
Good. Janie, how you feeling this morning?
I'm fine.
Yes, I want to give a shout out to all of the church benevolent society who cooked so good last night after we left the cemetery. Got me feeling some kind of way this morning.
Oh.
I'm going to try to get through these church announcements, but my stomach ain't feeling quite right. The church secretary said, please stop calling to ask about Sister Hartwell's cat for sale. It was...
Stop it right there.
It was posted on the bulletin last week, and nobody wanted to pay for it because the cat was so old, she ended up just giving it away. Somebody stole a case of frozen pig feet and a big can of Glory Greens from the church kitchen. And there's a $30 reward for information. The greens can be replaced, but the pig feet was flew in on a special order from Memphis for the First Lady's birthday dinner this Sunday, so the pastor really in his feelings right about now.
What did you have, Miss Jenkins?
I had there was the old cabbage. You warmed up some cabbages out there. I think that's the one. I think that was the one.
Did it make you feel better?
Much better.
Oh.
You know, I'm so sorry, Brett.
It's all right.
Anyway.
Better out than in.
I think that's it. That's it. Oh, Lord. That's it.
Okay. Go to the bathroom and take it.
Black Tony, what's up?
I'm glad y'all able to, do everything y'all doing in the morning, because I don't even know if I'm going to live through the day right now.
You don't know if you're going to live through the day. Why you not coming to work, Black Tony? You been calling in sick. It's Monday, bro.
Because I'm depending on you to come save my life, Shawty. And I know how that's going to turn out. I already know how that's going to go.
What does this have to do with you not coming to work?
I didn't need that, Shawty. I can't go to work. I'm high right now. I'm high now, and I need you to do one thing. And I know you ain't going to do it, Shawty.
You high? Why are you hiding, Black Tony?
Because I'm over the lady house who I've been messing with. She got a husband. She married, but she didn't tell me he was the police.
So
I'm up in the attic right now in their house, Shawty.
You up in the attic?
Yeah,
and she married to a police officer, and you having an affair with her right now. You hiding in the attic. That's why you can't come to work.
He came home. She pulled it, and she opened the door in the ceiling and pulled the ladder down and said, "Clamp your ass up there, hurry up." And I clamped up there. I've been up there since last night.
Oh man, what time?
He don't go back to work till 2.
Bruh, it's gonna get hot up there this afternoon. By 12, it's gonna get real hot up there. So
it's already hot and I'm hungry too. So look, and I gotta go to the bathroom. So I need you to do one thing though.
Yeah.
You got a pistol with you.
Do I have what?
You got a pistol with you. You got a scrap.
Yeah, I got a pistol.
You got a pistol. And
yes, sir.
If everybody got a pistol with them, try to get all them pistols. I'm gonna give you the address so to come over here. Just go next door and just start busting in the air. Just start shooting up in the air about 10 to 20 shots. And he a police, so he gonna go outside, try to see what's going on. While he go outside, I'm gonna climb down and I'm gonna go out the front door. That's all I need you to do, guys.
So go next door and start busting.
Just start busting up in the air. That's all I need you to do.
Black Cat Firecrackers.
721.
We gonna baby do that, Black Tony.
The address is 721 West.
No.
Get out of bed.
The Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hold it. He's half man, half woman. It's Gary. I wanna hip you to the tea. It's Gary, baby.
All right, 6 minutes after the hour, y'all. Gary has the tea and the color of the day. What up, Gary?
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning to you. It's Monday, a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and here's what's happening in celebrity news, y'all. 50 Cent, y'all. People are talking about him saying, is he matured now, or is this just really a little bit of hate, and he's just trying to act like he's not hurt? But it's been reported, y'all, that 50 Cent, honey, he made the statement, y'all, that he does not care that his baby mama, Miss Daphne Joy, y'all, was spotted on vacation with Diddy. Now, they're saying, y'all, that 50 Cent took to his social media to reveal that he does not care. He said, nah, me and Puff fight over business mess. If he liked the girl, he liked the girl. I don't give a damn, unquote. Ricky, Rock, y'all know that's a lie. Y'all know that's a lie.
What you mean?
If your woman left and went with somebody that you know doggone well, you would
that
be hurt
ain't
about
his woman, though, Gary.
But she the baby mama.
But that's okay. That's okay. No. He's moved on.
How long
he's in another relationship.
Yeah, we need to come up with some laws or whatever. If you're going to date somebody else, are you with somebody else that's and presently married? a time period, a time span, or whatever. We need to, like that dude said in that terrible game, we need some rules.
We need some rules, exactly. No, my thing, I would not want my ex to be with one of my friends or somebody I know that close, honey. No, ma'am, that's not a good look.
Even if you've been married for some years and you happy and going on with your life. Nope. No, I mean, don't you sleep good at night knowing that your ex is out there destroying somebody else's life?
Well, on that sense, yeah.
But when I tell you I sleep so damn good at night, I'm talking about my face in the pillow, sleeping, dreaming about stuff, man, happy, waking up doing radio,
good old dreams.
Knowing damn well my ex is out there destroying somebody else's life.
Less drama for you.
But what about somebody like that, one of your homeboys? That's not a good look, Rick. I wouldn't like that.
I wouldn't give a damn if
you moved on, Gary. Why would you care?
Right.
You
because I feel like you was looking at that person when we were together.
But it don't matter if you happy in your relationship and you ain't lonely and miserable sitting at home. Then you gonna be happy for them because you getting your groove on and they should too.
The only thing I'll be in my feelings about, man, she about to destroy my friend life. That's my friend. I tried to tell him.
Okay. Lord, but anyway, well, congratulations, I guess, to him then, child. All right, moving on in other celebrity news, y'all. Chris Brown signed a maturity again. They're saying that Chris Brown's Porsche was damaged, y'all, this weekend when he was leaving the Nice Guy in West Hollywood. Now, according to TMZ, y'all, they're saying that the driver slammed into the back of one of Chris Brown's Porsche, and they're saying that the airbag deployed and several cars were damaged, y'all, including Chris's beautiful charcoal, yellow, and white striped Porsche. Now, they're saying, y'all, when TMZ went up to Chris to ask about the situation, they say Chris did not lose his cool, and they said he told TMZ, he said, I got 10 of these at home. And they said the LAPD was launched investigation into the crash and everything was okay. 10 more Porsche, that's crazy. 10 more cars, I wonder, but I guess when you're rich, somebody hit your car like that, I guess you don't care, because I guess insurance does cover all.
Man, I was in a
insurance.
Yeah, I was in an accident myself this weekend, and I was in a lift, and thank goodness for that air. I was sitting in the front, and the airbag came out, and the lift driver, her airbag didn't come out, but thank God she had some real big lips, and that's what saved her. So
my God.
Natural airbags.
Oh,
Lord. Oh, man.
Let me go to this final
I'm off on that steering with a bounce back in that seat. She was straight. She said, I'm good. She put on some chapstick, and we called the police.
Right, kidding. All right, and my final story, y'all. Now, it's a sad day. I'm sure we all heard the shocking, disturbing news, y'all, but Prince Philip died, y'all. He was 99 years old.
Oh, my God. Gone too soon.
Gary.
Gone too soon. Whoever put it out talking about he gone too soon, well, damn, he 99. Where was he supposed to go?
Okay.
Black people know they talking about some gone too soon. Somebody 102 years old.
Fast, don't they?
Gone too soon.
He lived a full life. I think he died 10 years ago.
They say His Royal Highness passed away peacefully, honey, at Windsor Castle. But this is what people are talking about. Now, I don't know people being messed up, but some people wonder if he had any black relatives or related to any African Americans, because they're saying his funeral is not until Saturday, and he died last week.
No. Don't do that.
But that's what people
that's how they operate in the within the castle.
Oh, is that what it is?
They do 8 days of mourning. Black people do the 8 days because we got to wait on the insurance policy to come through, so we can go in there and pick out what casket we want, and we got to wait on Peaches to come in from Cleveland to write the obituary because she finished college, so
she's a good writer. Yes,
she got to write that obituary, and then we got to get all the pictures and stuff.
Everybody got to get their own pictures
and then
together.
we got to book a place to have the repast because all of us ain't gonna fit in that church basement, and that stove don't work. So we got to do all that stuff, and then we got to get the limousines together and the grave site together and stuff, and try to get him buried as close to Big Mama as possible. And you got a little young dude in your family died. He in a gang, shooting, robbing, selling drugs, flipping old people out of wheelchairs, and then we want to put in the obituary he received Christ at an early age. And he ain't been to church since then.
And he getting his wings in heaven.
He been selling drugs, shooting dice, shooting up the neighborhood, killing folks, and then on your obituary you put wings behind him. When are we gonna put the devil horns on him and say he is deemed to hell? We will preach some, no matter what they did. That black preacher gonna stand up there and preach him to heaven. So I think acting like he his attorney or something. So Gary, you know I'm not. You know
I'm just listening, honey. I'm not lying at all.
We're not putting wings. Stop putting wings on folks you know ain't going to heaven.
Just don't put nothing. Just put a picture.
Y'all need to stop. And these funeral directors, I'm tired of y'all coming down the aisle with this little Kappa Alpha sidewalk with a damn tiara in your hand talking about we shall see a crown. And you crowning dead people. How morbid is that? I thought Jesus crowned you when you got to heaven. You will not walk down the aisle at none of my family members' funeral doing your Kappa Alpha side dance that y'all done stole from the Noops, trying to crown some dead people and then close the casket in their face. You ain't doing it. Funeral directors, they doing too much. Now they putting smiles on people's face or whatever instead of just
standing them up.
Yes, standing them up, putting smiles on it. And then y'all doing too much with the lashes. I'm like, damn, I ain't know Meg the Stallion died up in this mouth. Sitting up there. She's so fine. I done got a Woody standing up there.
The Color today is Impala. On the high end, on the low end, just say peace. That's your Color for today. Ooh, Lord, Greg.
More Rickey Smiley Morning Show coming up. Y'all please help me welcome back a good friend of the morning show, civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump. Ben, good morning.
Good morning, Rickey.
Man, I know you was busy. That's why I didn't hit you up, bruh. Listen, we hadn't talked to you since the Derek Chauvin murder trial started. So how is George Floyd's family holding up? And what's your take on how the trial is going so far?
Well, thank you, Rickey, for having me. It's been a while because we all been busy with not only this case, but so many other cases where our people are fighting injustices. And the family of George Floyd, obviously this is very emotional because as we've seen throughout history, when they kill us, no matter how unjustified it is, they always attempt to assassinate our character. And obviously that's what they're doing to George Floyd. And especially when the state takes the case probably starting tomorrow. The defense takes the case starting tomorrow. They're going to call George Floyd everything but a child of God and try to blame him for what happened on that videotape. But the family is, they are very grounded. They're praying. They're committed to getting justice. And I believe that Attorney General Keith Ellison, the first black Attorney General in the state of Minnesota, and his team of prosecutors are doing a very compelling job, Rickey, to make sure that Officer Derek Chauvin is held criminally liable for killing George Floyd. And that's using his powers under the 10th Amendment. When we talk about the civil case, what I do and other civil rights lawyers do, we bring 7th Amendment justice. And I keep arguing that black people have a right to full justice, not just under the 7th Amendment, but also under the 10th Amendment. So let's get that in everybody's head. We want 7th Amendment justice under the private civil rights law, and then we want 10th Amendment justice that only the prosecutors can put somebody in jail.
Right. Now, Mr. Crump, many of us saw this viral video this weekend of a black Army officer. He was in uniform and he got pulled over by officers in Windsor, Virginia. Now, the incident actually happened last December, but no question they used excessive force. So what are your thoughts on this situation?
It's shocking when you think about it because he had no obligation to have to get out the car for a traffic violation. And just last night, Rickey, it's breaking news in Brooklyn Center, right next to Minneapolis, Dante Wright, a young man who they pulled over, and they claim he had a decal hanging from his rearview mirror. That's the reason they pulled him over. Wow. And then they said he had to get out the car, and allegedly they said when he got out the car, they discovered he had outstanding warrants. Whatever happened, they end up shooting this 20-year-old young man 10 miles away from the courthouse where the trial is going on for Derek Chauvin regarding George Floyd's death. And it just makes no sense, y'all, because we know white citizens who, and it's a traffic violation, they just give them a ticket. You don't have to get out the car. But when it's black people, they change the rules. And so that's what we're fighting. What happened in Virginia is a microcosm of what just happened fatally in Minneapolis yesterday with this 20-year-old kid who becomes the latest hashtag in the battle cry for Black Lives Matter. So we got to get this George Floyd Justice and Policing Accountability Act passed by the United States Senate.
Hey, what about the Baytown area of Houston? You've been working on the case of Pamela Turner, who was shot several times by a police officer in May of 2019 outside of her apartment complex. You recently announced that a federal lawsuit will be filed. Where does that stand?
Thank you for asking about that, Ricky, because, again, I think black women just don't get the attention from the media and society that even black men get when they're killed by the police. So if everybody could repost the Pam Turner video, go to my IG, go to anybody at IG who got the video, at Attorney Crump. And it's so important, Ricky, because on her 46th birthday, which was last Thursday, Breonna Taylor's mother flew into Houston, and we had a press conference where we announced the filing of the wrongful death lawsuit. On May 13th, Breonna Taylor's mother is coming back, and we're going to have a march for black women. And that is going to be in Baytown, Texas, which is a suburb of Houston. It is where all the Exxon executives live. It's a town they don't really want black people at, as I understand from the local community. But we're going to come and lead an effort saying black women lives matter too. And then get this, Ricky. On May 25th, they did charge the officer. They only charged him with manslaughter. And when you look at that video, she's laying on her back crying, I'm pregnant, and the officer shoots 5 times, hitting her 3 times, 1 in the face, 1 in her chest, and 1 in her stomach. And the video tells the story, Ricky. He just accosted her. She was minding her own business. And so if you can repost that video, May 13th, come to Baytown. And finally, on May 25th, the 1-year anniversary of George Floyd being tortured to death by Derek Chauvin, her trial will begin in Houston, Texas on May 25th. How's that for irony?
Hey, Ben, do you feel safe? Because I know you get a lot of death threats or whatever. You got the bros or somebody, looking out on your behalf because you out here fighting for justice for everybody. That makes you a lightning rod. So how are you handling yourself?
Hey, Ricky, thank you for asking. We do get the death threats, and we don't take them for granted. We report them to the federal authorities, but we have a lot of brothers and sisters who are constantly with me. They don't have me by myself when I'm in these towns. I have great employees at Ben Crump Law who always see to my protection. But we all have to be careful because you have a lot of these people walking around with these guns because they say they have a right to carry. And I think many times, Ricky, they taunt Black Lives Matter activists, trying to get them to do something so they can say, oh, we were standing our ground because, stand your ground. Yeah, that's all they have to say. It don't work well for black people, but, when white people say stand your ground, the statistics say their self-defense alibis are 500 times more likely to succeed than if a black person kill a white person.
Hey, Ben, listen, Ben. Hey, for real, call us anytime. Hit me up. You already know. I just really appreciate everything you do, man, for always making the time to come on and give us these updates. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for Attorney Benjamin Crump. Ben, thank you, man.
Hey, thank you for your the verdict out this weekend, Ricky.
All right, dog team, man. Hey, hit me. I'll text you. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
All right, Fred. I'm all right, piece of happiness.
Rude. Hey, Ben Crump, ladies and gentlemen, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Rickey Smiley Morning. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for State of Black America with the National Urban League President and CEO, Mark Morial. Good morning, Mr. Mark, man.
Hey,
how you doing?
Good morning, Ricky. I appreciate it. And look, I want to say to everyone how proud we are of the incredible work of Ben Crump.
Absolutely.
Ben Crump, Ricky, is this generation's Johnny Cochran, this generation's Thurgood Marshall. The way in which Ben Crump has, in many respects, created a sense of protection and dignity for the families of the victims of police violence is truly, truly a model of lawyering that's being followed and copied by others. You know, historically, Ricky, victims did not have counsel. Victims, particularly black victims, had no one to represent them, no one to formally represent them in many instances and cases. So I just admire Ben Crump because he's always teaching, he's always educating, he's always, if you will, helping us understand why the law and the Constitution is there to protect us, but we've got to be advocates to enforce it. So I just want to take my hat off and give a shout out to Ben Crump, who I just listened to on the prior segment. Now, secondly, Ricky, I want to point out that Maryland just became the first state to pass a sweeping police reform bill, placing greater oversight in the hands of civilians. Marylanders know that Larry Hogan, who happened to be a Republican, vetoed that legislation, but the legislature overrode the governor's veto. That legislation repeals the state's notorious Police Bill of Rights, which shielded police from the consequences of misconduct. That new law creates a statewide use of force policy and says that officers who violate those standards, causing serious injury or death, can be convicted and sent to prison for up to 10 years. Under this law, anytime a police officer uses force, it must be necessary and proportional rather than the traditional, sometimes vague standard of reasonable. That law also requires police departments in the state of Maryland to establish a system to identify police officers who are considered likely to use excessive force and to retrain, counsel, or reassign them. It bans no-knock warrants, which is certainly what led to the fatal death of Breonna Taylor after breaking down her door. Now, these measures are part of the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act, which is now in the United States Senate, given the filibuster with a difficult path to becoming law. But give a lot of credit to the legislators in Maryland who said, we're not waiting for the Congress. We're going to do it ourselves. And so the word to state legislators, activists, civil rights lawyers, and each and every one of us is we, in those states where we can pass what I call a little George Floyd Justice and Policing law through the state legislature, we need to do it. In those places where cities have enough home rule authority, they should pass police reform legislation either by mayoral executive order or by city council ordinance. We are going to fight for this national standard with George Floyd, but the reforms, the changes, the types of things that George Floyd, we can do it also by going directly to states and cities. So as this trial continues in Minneapolis, we see, and you talked about it with Ben, another incident where 20-year-old Dante Wright was killed during a traffic stop. So this trial makes clear in Minneapolis that police cannot be given the benefit of the doubt in every circumstance. The rights of officers accused of misconduct cannot be placed above the rights of individuals.
Right.
And that's why Maryland has chosen transparency, accountability, and citizens' oversight. The rest of the nation should follow Maryland's example. And Ricky, that is the state of Black America.
There it is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me give it up for the former New Orleans mayor and Louisiana state senator who is currently the president of the National Urban League. Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Morial, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We appreciate you.
Thanks again, Ricky. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Mark Morial, and we'll see you next week.
To all the hard-working women and everyday super moms, we got a little something for you. It's Eva's Corner on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
What you got, Eva?
Well, you know what, Ricky? Today's edition of Eva's Corner, I want to talk about something that's a little taboo to talk about today's society. Now, we grew up very different in a different day and a different age. And now I want to know, are you allowed to discipline somebody else's kids? And this is why I ask, Ricky. You know, when it comes to family and your little cousins come over, your nieces and nephew, your grandkids, you can snatch one of them up if they do something inappropriate, don't say excuse me, or not polite. But when it comes to someone else's kids in today's society, you can't do it. Like when I was younger, my neighbor would snatch me up, and my mama had no problem with it. But today it's different. So I had a birthday party. My daughter turned 6 on Friday. So I had a big birthday party for her on Saturday. She goes to a new school. There are a lot of kids that do not look like her at the school. And first, one of the parents that didn't look like her asked if it was a drop-off party. I don't even know what that is, but if that means, can you leave your kid here? No. Come get your kid, stay with your child. But the parents came and they were very nice, but I could tell they were standoffish a little bit. But they kids were running on my couches. I mean, the things that kids that were our color did not even attempt to do.
You should have had that party in the garage.
It was cold out. What do you do in today's age?
A damn heater in the garage. A heater in the garage. You could have got one of them big blow propane heaters and put it in the garage and decorate that. That's what I did for Malik and Dee them. I let them have their party in the garage because they're not going to tear up not one piece of furniture in my house.
Well, see, I didn't anticipate it. You know, my friends and their kids, I had 30 kids.
Okay, but they was all in the living room.
And
you crazy?
with blue cotton candy.
Yeah, lost your damn mind. You let them children be in the living room.
But what do you do? Like,
you discipline them.
Gary, how do you discipline somebody else's kid that's not your kid, that doesn't look like you?
But first of all, though, Eva, that's what's wrong with us and our counterpart. You're supposed to let those kids jump on the couch and have a good time because Ricky, those kids are not used to being caged up and have to sit down. They run free of stage. Well, I mean, lack of a better word, they supposed to run free and let them experience the couch and stuff like that. Just like Oprah said once before, she said we need to take all that plastic off these couches and sit on the couch and experience the couch.
Now,
but we got them all plastic.
I agree, but all I'm saying is that there is a level of etiquette that our parents and our grandparents taught us. Don't touch nothing when you go out in public. Don't ask for nothing. Say please and thank you when someone gives you something or compliments you.
Why you didn't have a party at Chuck E. Cheese or Great Wolf or somewhere and get them children?
Because I'm a germaphobe.
At your house, man, you and I wouldn't have all them children in my. They running around in the living room.
But
just
what do you
room.
say to a little white boy that's 6 running across your couch?
Turn the music off. Turn the music. Then what you say?
What you say, Rick?
Come here.
There you go.
This is how you talk to children. Come here. Because you know all of them got ADHD. Come here. Look at me. Look at me. Don't look at the birthday cake. Look at me. Come here. Don't do that. Understand? Understand? Look at me. Understand? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't touch it, okay? All right. Tell you. Hey, come here. Don't do that. Yeah. Look at me. Don't look at your mama. Look at me when I'm talking to you. Don't do that. Do you understand? Yes, sir. I tell you. Hey, come here. That's how you talk to kids.
Noted. Got it. Thank you, Ricky.
Come here. You can watch all my videos. That's how I talk to my grandson. Come here. We be praying. He be opening his eyes up trying to watch cartoons. Close your eyes. Keep your eyes closed. We talking to Jesus. Don't do that.
We talking to Jesus.
You got to talk to him just like that. Oh, man. Gary.
Yes.
Take me back.
Oh, I love that song, Shining Star, because, you know, it makes you think of your life, you know, when you were young and, you know, you wanted to be successful. And they're telling you you're a shining star no matter who you are. And that really related to me. No matter who I am and what I do, you can still be a shining star. And I love that about Earth, Wind, and Fire. And I also like the name of this, what they call them, the natural elements. Because they Earth, Wind, and Fire, the three, I can't remember what it was. Anyway.
Right. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I still have that Earth, Wind, and Fire poster Uncle Bruce had on the wall. And I took it and rolled it up, and I still have it. I used to look at that poster all the time when I was a kid, man. He had that big-ass Earth, Wind, and Fire poster. My Uncle Bruce loved Earth, Wind, and Fire. But then BET brought that song back when they used it as a promo for the 2001 season of BET. It was me, Bruce, Jeff Johnson, because Bruce was hosting BET Comic View 2001, and then they had me on some other show. We all worked for BET back then, and we were walking down this hall, and they was playing that Shining Star, and that was the promo, and I wish I can find that damn promo. It's probably on YouTube or something, but it was a great promo. I was so proud to be a part of that. Where does it take you back to, Brett?
Man, it just make me think of their concerts. Like, they gave the best concerts. And just seeing the guitar player and the drummer, and then hearing Philip Bailey hit them high notes, and it was just natural, and it just sounded good. Like, I miss music like this. This that real music.
One day we got to play Philip Bailey and Phil Collins singing Easy Lover. She get a hold on you, believe it. Hey!
Like no other.
Yeah. Oh, I love that video in high school when that damn Easy Lover came out. Philip Bailey got together with Phil Collins.
Yeah.
What? That was off the chain, man. All right, y'all. Listen, man. I appreciate that, man. Hope y'all enjoy that. It's Earth, Wind, and Fire Week. And y'all know this segment is being brought to you by Indeed. Life is a marathon, not a sprint unless you're hiring. Fortunately, Indeed has great tools that help speed up the hiring process. So make sure y'all visit Indeed.com/credit. Now, many people got stimulus checks, income tax refund, and year-end bonuses recently. So did it burn a hole in your pocket, or did you save some of it? So saving money can be tricky, and our money expert, Janai Thornton, joins us this morning with some tips on how to do it and answer any questions you may have. Hit us up now if you have any financial questions for Janai Thornton. 866-9-RICKY, 866-9-RICKEY. Good morning, Janai.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
Hey, good morning. So I know you got some interesting statistics for us about savings. So break that down for us.
Well, some statistics just came out a couple of weeks ago that Bankrate's most recent annual survey on financial security came out and said just 39% of Americans could cover an unexpected expense of $1,000. Only 39%. And it says more than 20% of Americans don't have a single dollar in savings, not $1. So 20% of us have not saved $1 right now. So I think the pandemic obviously has made it worse. But, Ricky, what's interesting, though, the pandemic also is an opportunity to show us why saving is so important, too.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Brett, you didn't spend all your money on Clorox wipes. Now, if somebody been hit hard by the pandemic or has some other life event now, they are struggling with debt, should they be focused on saving money or paying down the debt? And then the other question I have for you, because we talked about saving money before, and you stressed the importance of automation and separation. What do you mean by that?
Well, let me handle your first question first.
Okay.
So if people are struggling trying to decide whether they should be saving or paying down debt, you always want to shore yourself up first. That means you want to make sure you have something saved just in case some more life happens. So you want to make the minimum required payments on your bills, but please try to save at least $1,000. This is also a good time to negotiate some different payment terms with your creditors. Then when you get some stability, have a little bit of money in that savings, then you can begin to handle that debt. And then, Ricky, your second question, when we've talked about automation and separation in the past, what I've meant by that is this. In order to really save money, know thyself. You got to make it automatic. It needs to be coming directly out of your paycheck, going directly into your savings account. Don't leave it up to yourself to make that transfer.
Gary, you heard that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, because they just came and got his Range Rover while he was at Sunday school. No, I'm not trying to put all your business out there on the radio, but it was when the Sunday school superintendent was reviewing the Sunday school lesson. Somebody came and told Gary they came and got his Range Rover, so now he's driving his
But this is
Jeep.
my thing, though, Janai. If they would be fair with stimulus checks across the board, then I wouldn't have that problem.
Oh, listen, look, one thing for sure, I know you got plenty of money, so I'm not even believing that.
Okay. So, Janai, what apps are available for people to use to help them save money?
So if you want to save, but you're in love with your phone and you're in love with apps and you want to have some help making it automatic, there's several that I recommend. Acorn, Digit, Stash, those are all really good apps that will help you reach your savings goals for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, now, what should business owners be doing to save money?
Well, and Ricky, I'm so happy that you asked about that because a lot of times we're only focused on individuals. So for all of us who are entrepreneurs, we need to get in the habit of saving a certain percentage of the revenue that we have coming in. Because you think about how many small businesses closed during the pandemic because they didn't have the money to sustain. So you want to get in the habit of, just like, they say, pay yourself first individually, you want to pay your business first. You want to have that separate business savings account and set a percentage. If you can only do 1% or 2% and you're going to set that to the side, please start there. But I promise you the day is going to come where you're going to wish that you've done that and you're going to need that money.
And what's a good strategy? People saving up, something in particular like vacation or new furniture or even another car if yours been repossessed like somebody.
Stop spreading them lies. Well, a strategy that I like to use, I used it with my children, for example. I had a separate savings account for all things related to my kids' expenses, whether it was tuition, clothes, summer camp, activities. And if we have an account, it could be your vacation account, your kids' account, your new car account. That way you can begin to fund that. You'll say, hey, I need $7,000 a year to handle all my kids' stuff or whatever that is. Then you can divide that number by the number of your paychecks, and you and your mate, your spouse, your parents, whomever, y'all can begin to contribute to that. So that way when it's time to get that new furniture, go on that vacation, pay those kids' expenses, you have everything that you need and you're ready to go, and that money's separate, and you don't feel like you're having to take it out of your current paycheck to fund the stuff that you really want to do or need to do.
Yeah, see, we need to bring you on more often because you talk to these young folks because they out at the fair with all their money, everything they own in their pocket, like $5,000, sticking out their back pocket and a little pistol.
Oh, but we all know the rain is going to come. You know what I mean? The question is, are you going to be prepared for those seasons when life is going to happen? So that's what savings is about. It's designed to give you some security, some flexibility, some choice, really. So when things happen.
We're going to do a segment called Can You Stand the Rain? We're playing New Edition in the background while you break it all down. Let's go to the phone. You're on with Janai Thornton. Good morning.
Yes, Janai, I got my first stimulus check. We did not get the second stimulus check, and we only got half of the third stimulus check. Is there anything I do?
Okay, so for the second stimulus check, you actually can file or claim the recovery rebate credit on your 2020 taxes. So that's how you can handle the first or second one if you did not receive them. So the IRS has not provided guidance yet on what to do if you haven't received the third one or if you didn't receive the full third one yet. So we're going to have to hold tight and wait to hear that from them.
That was Melvin Bartholomew. Let's go to the next call. You're on with Janai Thornton. Good morning.
Hey, Janai, I've been blessed to save all three of my stimulus checks that we've received. Just checking to see, what do you suggest I can do with that to try and double that money? Or should I just save it all together? But I really want to try to double it and make something off of it.
Hey, good morning. It's interesting. How much money each one of us needs to have saved is really individual based on your life situation. So if you feel good about your savings, what you want to do is invest. Now, when I hear you say double, that sounds really aggressive. So investing is not gambling. Investing really takes time. So there's so many investment places you can use, like a Charles Schwab or one of the apps that I named today to help you begin to get started. But again, I don't want you really focused on doubling necessarily, but I want you focused on that money growing.
Yeah, that was you, Pastor Thomas Todd. Let's go to the next call. You're on with Janai Thornton. Good morning.
Yes. I don't really know how to save. I just spend money. I just need help on how to put something away sometimes. How do I get started?
How I would get started. So, this is really a common problem for people. This is what I tell people to do. You need to start with a set amount per paycheck. $20 a paycheck, $10, $50. You need to have that money come automatically out of your account. And that separation that we didn't get to talk about is you may need to have that money at a separate bank where you do not have a debit card, where you do not have online access, meaning you would have to get in your car to go get that money. So that helps a lot. Go ahead on, walk down to HR, Change your paperwork to have that money come directly out of your check, and I promise you, if you leave it alone, you will be happy with what, the results are going to be. Don't touch that money.
And that was Precious Robinson.
Hey,
Janai, thank you so much for helping. Hey, Rock. Yeah. We got to get one of them ladies to call in from my one of the people from my 600-pound life and just let her, because they spending so much money, and she break it down, because if she can teach them how to save money from buying so much food, they can lose the weight they need. That could be a good episode. We should get you on that show, because that's our favorite TV show.
Have mercy. You were
What
crazy.
did he be saying, Rock? What did he be saying, Rock?
They would have more money, huh?
Stop eating. I just can't stop eating tonight. I just love food.
Oh, my
It's
God.
not fair. They cut my calories. You don't know how hard it is, Dr. Now.
My Lord.
I'm sorry.
You're not
No
600
shame.
pounds.
Y'all have no
I
shame.
am.
Say what, Rock?
Well, you're not 600 pounds. I am. You don't know how I feel.
Oh, God.
You just ruined this whole segment. I'm so embarrassed. I know Janai ain't coming back. Janai, I'm sorry.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, Lord, I'm crying. Janai throwing that everybody know how you can reach.
Please, if you have any money questions or you just want to keep up on some financial advice, please follow me at Janai Thornton. That's JINITHORNTON.
Right, did you get that?
I got it.
Entertainment. Sports. It's the front page on the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. Got that front page right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Ricky. Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat Tat, filling in for Eva Marcel. And here's a look at your front page news. Tear gas and flashbang grenades were used on protesters in the town of Brooklyn Center, Minnesota last night after hundreds of people gathered to protest the shooting death of 20-year-old Dante Wright. Police say that during a traffic stop, they discovered that Wright had outstanding warrants. He was shot when he attempted to get back in his car. He managed to drive off, but crashed into another car and was declared dead at the scene. Wright's mother said her son called her as he was being pulled over, saying it was because he had air fresheners hanging from his rearview mirror. Ooh, tensions are high in Minnesota as we enter the third week of the murder
have air
trial.
fresheners?
I guess not. Tensions are high in Minnesota as we enter the third week of the murder trial for former police officer Derek Chauvin. The prosecution is expected to wrap up their case, and the defense may begin to call witnesses this week. Meanwhile, there were several White Lives Matter protests planned in cities across the country yesterday, and police were on edge, and there were a few arrests in Huntington Beach, California, but for the most part, the rallies were a flop with hardly anyone showing up. Now, in coronavirus news, Georgia has become the third state to shut down its use of the Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine after 8 people suffered negative reactions after receiving the shot. And last week, 18 people in North Carolina reported side effects, and 11 people in Colorado experienced dizziness, nausea, and fainting after being vaccinated. Lord have mercy. That's a look at your front page news. Rock T, what's going down, baby? Yo Street in the sports lane. Good morning.
What? Say it ain't so, baby. Let's shout out to former Tennessee Titans star running back Eddie George. He's named the Tennessee State University new head football coach. Yes, indeed. He's going to be out there with the aristocratic bands and the rest of the TSU Tigers. Big ups, man. Expect a lot of more NFL players to start taking some of these HBCU football programs over. Former heavyweight champ Evander Holyfield will be fighting Kevin McBride in an exhibition fight June the 5th. Holyfield is 58 years old. Now, we was hoping that Holyfield and Tyson would get back into the ring, but they still was trying to get them negotiations worked out. Hadn't got on the same page yet. But Holyfield's going to be fighting Kevin McBride, who actually was Mike Tyson's last main fight. That actually he knocked Mike Tyson down in the 6th round, and that was the fight that Mike Tyson did not come back out to finish the fight in the 7th round. He said, I'm done. It is what it is. Former NBA great Paul Pierce says the truth will soon be told. He vows a big comeback. He was fired from ESPN last week after he posted a video on social media of him smoking a blunt with half-naked women in the background. We don't know what this comeback is that he keeps talking about, but he keeps telling everybody to stay tuned, and the truth will be told. There it is. That's what I got in sports right about now. Follow my social media platforms at Rock T. Holla. It's going down. Brad got the hot spot. What's up?
The hot spot.
Drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot.
So hot and catch me at the hot spot. It's the BR18.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It's the bottom of the hour, time for the hot spot. What up, Brett?
What up, Ricky? Good morning, everybody. I'm your girl, Brad Tat, and this is the Hot Spot, where we bring you music, movies, and more. So Godzilla vs. Kong won the box office in its second weekend, earning $13.3 million and making $69.5 million total, which is great news for movie theaters. Hey, let me get off into this story. This might take a little time. Now, more news than came out, y'all, in regard to this Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson Super Bowl performance, because allegedly Justin pushed for Janet Jackson's 2004 wardrobe malfunction in order to top Britney Spears' kiss with Madonna at the MTV Video Music Awards. Now, this is Janet Jackson's stylist talking, Wayne Scott Lucas. He told Page Six Justin insisted on doing something bigger than their performance. He wanted a reveal. Timberlake tore off part of Jackson's top, revealing her breast to 150 million viewers. Lucas said, "I wouldn't call it a wardrobe malfunction in a million years. It was the most functional wardrobe in history. As a stylist, it did what it was intended to do." Ooh, Lord, what y'all think about that?
That's low down, but why is it just coming out here? Why the stars couldn't tell us this 20 years ago?
Right. I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to lose his life. Maybe he feel like it's fizzled down a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like he should have came out earlier too, to just take up a Janet a little bit, you know? 'Cause Justin kind of abandoned that whole situation. Before we go, y'all, I want to let y'all hear Swiss Beats talk about DMX, who passed away on Friday. Hopefully they give him a statue or a street named after him in his hometown, Yonkers, New York, and his family will let everybody know about the services and stuff. But listen to what Swiss Beats has to say about him.
Since the day that I met him, he lived his life for everyone else.
Do we have it? Okay.
I never seen him live his life for himself. You ain't never seen DMX with a Lamborghini. You ain't never seen my brother with a Rolls Royce. You ain't never seen him iced out with no jury. He did not care about any of that. DMX was the biggest. And let me tell you why he was the biggest. He was the biggest because he prayed for everybody else more than he did for himself.
Oh man, y'all got to hear that. It's really moving, and oh my goodness. R.I.P. DMX. We send prayers and hugs and condolences to his family, and we're gonna wrap up the hot spot right there. Coming up next, we got Chef Irie, and we got the praise mix down. The time now is 26 minutes before the top of the hour. It's the Rickey Smiley Morning Show.
All right, y'all, Rickey Smiley Morning Show. It is about that time for quarantine cooking with the one and only South Florida's own Chef Irie.
What's going on?
Man, Brad, some of the best food you will ever taste comes from the one and only Chef Irie. What you got today, man?
Well, today we got a little bit of the islands, bro. We got you some jerk Chilean sea bass. We're pairing that with some bok choy, a little fried plantains, and a little butter rum sauce. That's what we got today, Ricky.
Oh man, how do you? And what was that? One more time.
Jerk Chilean sea bass, bok choy, fried plantains, and butter rum sauce. And this is how we get it, man. You know, everything is about preparation. Marinate your Chilean sea bass, the pieces. You want to do it overnight, paste, and we're going to add a little honey, orange juice in the paste, let it marinate. You're going to cut your plantains in dice it in small dice, maybe an inch, and then you're going to rinse your bok choy. And here we go. Fry the plantains, in your 350-degree oil. Take them out, put them in a paper towel. Yeah. Then you're going to spear the
Chilean sea bass in another pot, preferably, and nice and golden brown on all sides. And you can put it in the oven to finish it off, 350-degree oven, maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And then you're going to sear your bok choy real quickly, because this cooks very quickly. Take that out, put it on the pot, and in the same pan that you just sear that bok choy, you're going to add some rum, some orange juice, some tomatoes and some green onions, and let that cook down for about a minute. Then you're going to add some cold butter. Add that cold butter to that pan, turn the heat off, and let that butter mix in. Nice, cool sauce. Flavor love, baby. Make sure you get some flavor love, some spice. And now you're going to plate it up. Butter rum sauce on the bottom. Plantain on top of that. Bok choy on top of that.
There it is.
Yes, on top of that. Boom!
There it is. Hey, Chef Irie, let everybody know how they can find this wonderful, awesome recipe and how you can be reached.
You can reach me at Chef Irie on Twitter, on Facebook, Instagram, I am Chef Irie, and you can see this demo at RickySmiley.com, people. RickySmiley.com, I say.
There it is, y'all. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all give it up for the one and only Chef Irie.